Hi everybody, I had just posted a picture of my eye makeup. As you can tell, it looks different in the video as it would in the picture because of how the light is, but you can still kind of see. But I'm going to show you how to do this look with just one palette, our palette number 2, one cream shadow, which is Dainty, my favorite, love it, doesn't crease, goes on so easy, it's amazing. Our, of course, 3 plus mascara, and our precision liner. That's it. And of course our brushes, because that's what I use to put on my makeup. But other than that, it's easy. Alright, so I'm going to start. They say to do your eye makeup first and then do your liner. I do it the other way because I do use the cream shadow and it's easier to correct for me. It's all about your preference and how you want to do it, but it's easier for me to show you too. So, main thing is you want to follow your bottom waterline, okay? All you have to do, you only need this to make a mark. That's all you need it for. The rest, I can show you how to do, but I'm going to show you how to do it with the pen too. So, I'm going to have to use the mirror at the same time because it's hard to see. Line it up. And pretty much press your pen down. And there's your basic line for your wing. Simple, easy. You already have an outline. It's not hard. I have a lot of people tell me that they can't get it down. Your wings don't have to match. Not everybody's going to stare at both sides of your face and realize that your wings don't match. So, it's just one of them things. If you're a perfectionist, like kind of like I am, it took me a minute to get used to the fact that I won't always get them to match, especially since I've just started doing this. But don't stress. It'll be okay. But make sure that line comes to a point. I try to get it to come as much to a point as I can. It's hard for me to see. I like to have this sharp point. Which, when I draw that line, I don't bring it up any further than what it's already been brought up. Because it's long enough, see? That whole tip, that whole pen is how long it is. So it really doesn't need to be any longer than that unless you're trying to do some outrageous makeup. Now, go down a little bit and then start moving it into your eye. If you can see what I'm doing. See, I moved down a little bit from the point and then just started moving it in. And you just fill that spot in, just color it in. Alright. This and the mascara are probably what's going to take the longest. The eyeshadow is probably the easiest too. They're easy. It just takes a little bit of time and a little practice, is all it is. Because of course you have to stop and blink and everything else. So not like we can just sit there and go through it. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect right off the bat because I'm about to show you something different. Something I like to do because I prefer mine to be darker and more drastic. I was still sorry if I'm not talking enough. I would still take your pen and draw your line down to your upper waterline. That way, at least you have something to follow. It makes it a little bit easier for the next step I'm about to show you. Oh, there it is. I take my liner shader brush. It has a flat, thin, angled tip. I use this also to fill in my eyebrows, which I'll show you guys that on another video. But I'm going to use Addiction Palette number 2. It has a couple browns, Peppy, my favorite, which is the black, which is what I'm about to use. And it's pretty much just going over the line that you already made and darkening it. That's all you're doing. It looks perfect. And I do it like this to where when I go against, it just glides with my eye. If you get what I mean. I'm trying to move it to where you guys can still see me. And just glide right over your line you already made. I don't know if you guys can hear my computer going off. If you can, I'm sorry. And there you go. There's your wing. That's all there is to it. It takes a little time at first, which I don't always do this on video, so it makes it a little bit longer. If you're in front of a mirror just doing it, it's not as bad. But next, ooh, and I'm trying to flip it upside down. The cream shadow. It looks kind of silver, but I'm sorry, purple, but it comes out like a little silver. And this is our cream shadow brush. Love it. I use it for everything. And I'm about to do this wrong. Because first thing you want to do is take care of your crease color. And we have our crease brush right there. And I'm going to use, right next to Peppy, the black, is called Perplexed. Alright? I just dab it. Now, I start right where your eye, you see how your eye creases? Right there. I go this way first, because then you'll get the darker towards the outside of your eye, which is what you want. And do a windshield washer motion. Or windshield wiper motion. Alright. I'm not even looking in my mirror. Just windshield wiper motion until you get the desired darkness that you want. I think that's about right. And I'll take a picture of this side also, of both of them done together. That way you can see that even though I did them separate, they still look good together. Even though my wings don't match, it still looks good. Don't stress. It's not about getting everything perfect. It's about getting it the way you want it and feeling good about yourself. And so what if something doesn't match? If somebody's in your face like that, there's a problem. And I guarantee anybody that is in your face like that isn't going to notice anyway, but that you have awesome makeup on. Cream shadow, you go over just the lid. So you're pretty much making a line underneath the color that you just did and above but as close to your eyeliner line as you can. This is the part that I like if I mess up on my eyeliner, because I can pretty much line over top if I need to. Oh, and I see him. I need to clean my brushes. I haven't cleaned my brushes for a little while. There we go. And the main thing that I love about our cream shadows is they last so long. And then on top of that, they don't crease. And they glide on so easy. And like I said with the eyeliner, you can make corrections where you feel like you need to without feeling like, oh, if I go over that, I'm going to completely mess it up. it makes it that much easier to make corrections. Sorry, my video is going a little longer than I wanted it to. I take my angle brush again that I use for my liner, but I'm going to use Blissful to highlight under my eyebrow for one. And then I also, like I did with the other eye, I go in to the corner to brighten it up and make it makes your eyes pop. And then I go halfway under my eye, right underneath the waterline. It gives your eyes more shimmer. It gives it a little more pop. It helps it stand out some without being too drastic. Now, the last thing I do, there it is. It's more of a puffier angled brush. And I'm going to go back to Peppy again. I just dab it a little bit on each side. And I start in the middle, or a little bit to the right of the middle. Start right there and just dab it in. You don't want to rub it because you don't want to get it too dark if you don't want it that dark. Because the lighter you go, you can always make it darker. But the darker you go, you can't lighten it like that. So you always want to go lighter at first and then darken it to what you want it to be. That way you're not having to wipe off your entire eyelid for just one color that you didn't want that dark. And then you had to do your entire eye makeup all over again. Now I just take my finger and I dab at the edge where the line starts and kind of blend it into the cream shadow. That way it doesn't look like I just blobbed it on there, you know what I mean? There you go. See, like this line, this wing, thicker than this one. Doesn't bother me. I ain't worried about it. I think each side, the wing looks nice. So, if however it wants to work out for me, that's fine. I'll probably end up thickening this one up a little bit because once I put that black on there, it kind of disappears a little bit. And this side, obviously, you can still see it really good. So I think I'm going to take my liner brush and darken that up a little bit. You can tell that I darkened it. Yeah, you can definitely tell that I darkened it. Just want to thicken it up a little bit too. There you go. I feel like it matches. There we go. I think it matches a little bit better. Still not completely, but hey. No one's going to really notice. Sorry about it. The thing jumping. But now, while I still have this brush out, just like I did with the Blissful, underneath the front part of my eye, I'm going to do it under part of the bottom part. Just like that. That simple. Do my mascara and then my look is done. So I'm going to do that for you guys real quick and then we'll be out of here. And of course we have our 2 tubes. I'm missing one, but there it is. Gel, fibers. Gel goes first, fibers go second, and you have to use the gel to seal them back in. So I was not extensively told about a trick with your eyelashes. I was told something about a hair dryer helps extend it a little bit more. I'm not necessarily sure how. I will find out and keep you guys posted about it, but I'm not exactly sure how that one works yet. Now with the mascara, to make it last, you definitely want to wipe the applicator brush off the gel before you put it back in the tube each time. That way the fibers don't, well, after you go over top of the fibers, that way the fibers don't stick to it and go into the tube and then chunk everything up and dry everything out. Because you definitely don't want that. Now I like to go back and forth a little bit when I brush up. That way I make sure all the lashes are separated and that everything gets coated. I got one stubborn part there. There we go. Really doesn't take that long once you get used to it. It's the fact that I'm talking and on the video and everything else all at the same time. It makes it a little longer than it normally takes. And I'm done. There's my look. I think they matched up pretty good. Alright, I will be posting a picture for you guys so you guys can see in the bright light, and I will see you guys in a little bit.